Bonjour et bienvenue pour la leçon numéro 2. Leçon numéro 2 de ce premier chapitre. Second lesson of chapter 1. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the family. To say my, your, like we call it adjective possessives. Demonstratives, like this is, these are, etc. We are going to learn also about articles and the negation in French. So let's start immediately with la famille et les animaux. Donc here it's 2 for 1. We are going to learn how to introduce a family member to describe your family in French, and also the vocabulary of animals. So I know it's a bit humoristic, this text that I made, and you will learn 2 in 1, animals and family members. So, nous avons Monsieur Chien, Mr. Chien, Monsieur Chien, and he's talking about his family. So let's read together. Voici ma famille. Mon père est un lama. Il a 67 ans. Ok? Donc voici ma famille. Voici ma famille. Mon père est un lama et il a 67 ans. Père, mon père, ça va être the father. My father is a lama. And he is, or in French we say he has 67 years old. Okay, next. Ma mère a 50 ans et est une lapine. Lapine is like the female rabbit, bunny. Donc remember, j'ai 2 sœurs qui ont 15 et 20 ans. Elles sont des souris. Souris, a mouse, une souris. 2 sœurs, sœurs sounds like English a little bit maybe. Sisters, j'ai 2 sœurs qui, who, qui is like who or which in English, who are 15 et 20 ans. Elles sont des souris. The contrary of sister, frère, brother. J'ai un frère qui a 30 ans. C'est un mouton. Mouton, sheep. Mes grands-parents sont différents. They're different. Mon grand-père est un oiseau et ma grand-mère une rate. Un oiseau, a bird, et ma grand-mère une rate, like in English. Donc le grand-père, the grandfather is a bird and the grandmother is a female rat. Nous sommes une famille originale. Nous sommes une famille originale. Mon oncle et ma tante sont des chameaux. Et chameaux, you can see the last photo down below. Camels. Donc mon oncle, my uncle and my aunt are camels. 2 for 1, like I told you. We learn family members and animals at the same time with this famille originale right here. So now what I would like you to do is to look on the right side. How do you say? Comment on dit? En français, in French, a brother, a sister, a father, And you have to find in the text the equivalent in French and write it in your notebook. So you can pause the video and do this little task. Find the equivalent in French of the English ones on the right side. Okay? So you can pause. And now I'm going to tell you, we are going to see together the answers. A brother, un frère. J'ai un frère qui a 30 ans, c'est un mouton. A sister? Une sœur. J'ai 2 sœurs qui ont 15 et 20 ans. Elles sont des souris. A father? Un père. The very first line of this text. A grandfather? Grand-père. Un grand-père. Mon grand-père est un oiseau. Grandmother? Easy. Grand-mère. Grand-mère. The grandparents? Almost like in English, like in French would be les grands-parents. Les grands-parents. Grandparents. The parents. Same thing. Les parents. Same spelling, same thing. Oncle. I think in English, uncle is with you. I think in French is with O. Oncle. Oncle. Et the aunt. Tante. Une tante. Aunt. Alright. And now the second activity I have for you here is to find the animals in French. We start from the left and we go to the camel on the right. So you can pause this video, try to think by yourself, and then I will tell you the answers. All right, on the left side, the first one. Un oiseau. Numéro 2. Un rat. 3. Un chien. 4. Un mouton. 5 et 6. Des souris. 7. Un lapin, une lapine. If it's féminine, lapine. 8. Un lama. Et last but not least, un chameau. Un chameau. Okay, so now you should be fine with knowing the vocabulary of family and animals. One little thing I wanted to tell you in this text, we have a lot of qui. If you look at the second sentence, the third sentence, j'ai 2 sœurs qui. Qui in French is like who or which, okay? Donc j'ai 2 sœurs, I have 2 sisters, which are, or who are, 15 and 20 years old. Okay? In French, we don't have the distinction between who and which. So we use qui for both. Easy. Write it down in your notebook. It's very important to know to make longer sentences, because we use this relative pronoun to avoid to repeat the subject. J'ai 2 sœurs qui. We use qui to avoid to repeat 2 sœurs. Right? Donc, qui is good to know at this point. The very first words, voici ma famille. It's like, here is my family. Voici ma famille. And that's it for this page. Okay, in the second page, we are going to see the les pronoms démonstratifs. Demonstrative pronouns, les pronoms démonstratifs. Alors, let's have a little look here. We have c'est mon père, c'est ma mère, ce sont mes parents. Okay, what do you notice here? C'est mon père, c'est ma mère, et ce sont mes parents. What's the difference? What are the differences? Or the unique difference? C'est, we use it for it is. Okay, it's very important to know. C'est, pronunciation is c'est. Don't say anything else. C'est. C'est important. It's important. C'est ma mère, c'est mon père, c'est mon frère, c'est ma sœur. It is my sister, my brother, etc. Ce sont, c'est la version plurielle. C'est au pluriel. Ce sont, these are. Par exemple, ce sont mes parents. Donc là, when it's plural, you want to say these are, those are, you will use ce sont. Ce sont mes parents. Alors, on the top right part of the screen, set. We have different pronouns. Cette girafe est ma mère. Donc là, on veut faire des démonstrations. Demonstrative. We want to point out something. We want to show something demonstrative. I like to use a finger to show, because it's exactly what we are doing when we use those pronouns demonstrative. Donc, cette girafe est ma mère. Okay? And you can see down below, ce lama est mon père. And now you see a difference between cette and ce, the very first words of these two sentences. Cette et ce. Okay. What do you notice? They have the same meaning. In English, it will be this. This giraffe is my mom. This llama is my father. Still funny sentences, right? Okay, and if you observe a little bit the page and the other information we have in this page, especially at the bottom right, we have cette plus féminin et ce plus masculin. So when you want to say this in French, you have to think, is the next word masculine, feminine, starts with a vowel, or is plural? But let's keep it simple. Cette girafe, girafe est féminin, mère est féminin, so we are going to use cette. Ce lama est mon père, lama masculin, père masculin, we use ce. That's the difference between ce and cette. Donc, par exemple, cette télévision. Télévision is a female word in French, is feminine, so you will use cette. C-E-T-T-E, right? Et cette table, this table, C-E-T-T-E, c'est féminin, again. Ce garçon, this boy, we will use C-E. Ce ballon, this ball, C-E. Okay? When a word is plural, you will use C-E-S, pluriel. Alors, you will ask me, maybe you don't know, maybe I have one question for you. How do you know a word is plural in French? It's exactly the same as in English or in Spanish. It ends by S. But sometimes, in very rare cases, it ends also by X. So, when you see a word ending by S or X, most of the time it's a plural word, exactly like in English. So if you want to say something plural, you have to use c'est, C-E-S. We have an example on the right side. Ces animaux sont mes parents. And what does it mean? Ces animaux sont mes parents. These animals are my parents. Animaux X pluriel et my parents S pluriel. So we know we must use c'est. When the next word starts by a vowel, A, E, I, O, U, Y, H sometimes, cet oiseau est ma sœur. Oiseau starts by the letter O. O est une voyelle. So you're gonna use this one. Cet oiseau est ma sœur. Cet appartement est à Paris. You will use C-E-T because appartement starts by a vowel. That's it. So let's summarize. Very simple. Let's keep it very simple. Ce is when the next word is masculine. Ce lama est mon père. Cette, C-E-T-T-E, when the next word is feminine. Cette girafe est ma mère. Ces lama with S at the end. Ces lamas sont au Pérou. These llamas are in Peru. Et 7 plus voyelle, par exemple, cet animal, this animal, cet animal. So what I recommend you to do now is to copy these little rules in yellow, the 2 yellow boxes, in your notebook. C'est and ce sont in one box, and in another box in your notebook, the one at the bottom right. Ce, cette, ce, cet. All right. And now time for you to play. I wrote again the rule on the right side, and now your job is to read the question. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Qu'est-ce que c'est means what is this? And you have to say it is a dog for the first one. Qu'est-ce que c'est? C'est un chien. It is a dog. C'est un chien. Another question. Qu'est-ce que c'est? And here you see it's plural. You can see the photo. You have two dogs. Deux chiens. Of course it's plural. It's more than one. Ce sont des chiens. Ce sont des chiens. These are some dogs. Here you can see and practice the distinction between c'est and ce sont. Okay? Second activity, translate in French. I like translation activities because you cannot hide this. Either way, you know or you don't know. So it's a very good way to check if you are on point with what we are learning. First sentence, this cat is my mom. These giraffes are my parents. This dog is French. This elephant is my sister. Right. So now what you can do is pause the video and try to think, try to look at your notes, what I just said. You can rewind the video and translate in French those sentences. Okay, and now I'm going to give you the answers. Let's see if we match together with what you wrote in your notebook. This cat is my mom. Cat, we assume it's masculine. Ce chat est ma mère. These giraffes are my parents. Okay, it's plural. Let's have a look. Third one. Ces girafes, and you don't say it, but you write S, giraffe with S, sont, S-O-N-T, sont mes parents. Sont, S-O-N-T, mes, M-E-S, parents, are my parents. This dog is French. Okay, masculin, dog masculin, ce chien est français. This elephant is my sister. Not very nice to say. I mean, elephant, in French is the same word. It starts with a vowel. Donc, cet, C-E-T, éléphant, est ma sœur. Cet éléphant est ma sœur. Okay, are you following? Everything is fine? If not, you can always pause and watch again the explanations. No problem. Okay, we go to the next slide and we are going to see the articles, very basic articles of French that you must know. Les articles définis versus les articles indéfinis. Maybe you have no idea of what it means. It's fine. I will explain to you. So in English, you have, for example, the, which is very hard to say for French people, the. And in French, unfortunately, it's not as easy as English. When we want to use a definite article, we have 4 possibilities. Don't worry, I'm going to explain to you right now. Alors, we have le when the next word is masculine, la when the next word is feminine, les when the next word is plural ending by S or sometimes X, et L apostrophe plus word starting by a vowel. You see, it's always the same pattern, masculin, féminin, pluriel, or starting by the vowel. There's always this thinking you have to put on. think of. Donc, for example, if you want to say in French the dog, let's say it's masculine. How would you say it? The dog. Oh, sorry, I had a little problem with my microphone, and I'm back. Le chien, the dog. Yeah, I was talking, I remember, about the dog. Le chien. If you want to say in a plural form, the dogs, how would you say? Les chiens. Pluriel. Okay? And now let's have a look at article indéfini. Indefinite articles, like in English, the equivalent of a or an, a dog, un chien, masculin. Féminin, une table, une girafe, par exemple. Et pluriel, like some in English, des chiens, some dogs, des girafes, des tables, des ballons, des informations, etc., etc. So I would recommend just to copy and paste in your notebook what's written on this slide, and we can move on. If you don't have any questions, but sure you have, maybe you don't have, you can watch again the video if you miss something. Okay, so you were asking, okay, he's talking about masculin, féminin, plural, but how do we know that? How do we know? So I wrote here in this page some explanations to help you for the most of it. And let's start with feminine. How do you know a word is feminine in French? Well, it's not so easy, but I wrote a little rule. Most of the words ending by e, sion, ou son are generally feminine in French. Okay? For example, table, féminin. Tension, tension, féminin, etc., etc. So if it ends by e, sion, son, it's usually feminine. How do you, now we have the question about plural. How do you know a word is plural, or how do you make a noun in a plural form in French? It's quite easy. This time it's easy. If you know English, if you know Spanish, the same story. You put a S at the end. Be careful, we have just a little bit, tiny little exceptions. When a word ends by al, you can see on the right side of this page, al, A-L, in plural it becomes O. We write A-U-X, but we say O. Okay? When a word ends by O, E, E, you can see down below on the right side, we put an X at the end. Okay? So basically, if it ends by U in a singular form, it will take an X in a plural form. But we'd never say the X at the end, it's mute, but we write it. Okay, let's practice. Form the plural form of these nouns on the top left of the screen. Le chien. Le chien, and you want to say the dogs. It will become, I'll let you think, les chiens. You hear chien, but you write with S at the end. Les chiens, with an S at the end. Le journal, al, it ends by al. So in plural, there's a little difference here. Le journal, les journaux. Les journaux. La fille, the girl, becomes les filles. We write with S, remember. You don't hear it, that's the problem of French. You don't hear what you write sometimes. Les filles with S. Le train becomes les trains with S at the end. Le cheval, it ends by AL, becomes les chevaux, AUX. Okay, next activity, and I'll let you think a little bit ahead. Masculin ou féminin? Ah, c'est masculine ou féminine? Famille. C'est féminin. Why? It ends by E. Télévision. Féminin. It ends by ion. Maison. Féminin. It ends by son. Lapin. Masculin. There is no E, there is no son, no sion, most likely to be masculin. Lapin means rabbit. Père, obviously it's masculine. It means father, as we saw previously. And I know it ends by E. I know it ends by E, but as I told you, it's not. It's a bit versatile. Sometimes there are exceptions. And père, obviously, it's a male, masculin. Le père. All right. And now in this next page, you have an activity. You have to translate in your mother tongue or in English the following text. So I like this kind of activity because it allows you to check if you understood what we explained previously about the family, the vocabulary, and a little bit already of the grammar and conjugation. So could you recognize these words and try without your notes to translate in your mother tongue or in English the following text. It's a text that we already studied together. So now it's only you and your notebook and your memory.